Good day, everyone. My name is Iman Jemitola, and I will be delivering the next speech on the Dare to Be Different series, titled, All That Glitters Is Not Gold. Gold is termed a precious metal, not for its color, although attractive, but for its intrinsic worth. The proverb, all that glitters is not gold, means quite directly that not everything that is shiny and superficially attractive is valuable. That is to say that the attractive external appearance of a thing is not a reliable indication of its true nature. This can apply to people, places, or things that promise to be more than they really are. Hence, we have things like fool's gold. When people go mining for gold, sometimes when they feel like they have been successful in their search, they discover that what they have found is nothing more than worthless pyrite. This proverb is a warning against falsehood. It tells us that we should develop the habit of studying people and situations more carefully before coming to conclusions so as to avoid deception. The Bible touches on this in Proverbs 13, verse 7, saying, "There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches." This Bible verse could be painting a picture of two types of people. One who has little or nothing, or pretends to have great riches and carries himself or herself accordingly, either out of pride and vanity, or with the intention of gaining a reputation to get close to people whom they wish to defraud. Another man is rich, but carries himself as one who is poor, so as to conceal and preserve his riches from people who desire to steal from him. A person looking at both individuals without knowing the intricacies of their lives would most likely want to associate with the person who appears to be wealthier, because they believe that they stand to benefit from a relationship with such a wealthy individual. In this case, that person's glittering appearance is not true. They believe that this would translate to a positive and rewarding friendship when that is not the case. Similarly, in our church of today, the people who present themselves to be the most pious and holy are sometimes the ones who can be said to be giving Christianity a bad name. Their lives outside the church do not reflect the ideals and principles that the church stands for, and thus, we should not always look to other people as our standards for what Christ-like living should be. As young adults in the world of today, it is very easy to be taken in by what we see. We see our age mates living lavish lives filled with partying and fun and money, and we envy them. The increased popularity of social media makes these people even more accessible to us, to the point that we feel as though we know them, when in reality we do not. We only see the parts of them that they wish to show us, which more often than not is their best side. So seeing what they have and how seemingly perfect their lives may be could cause us to feel sad or feel like we're not doing enough in our lives. But it is important to remember that we do not truly know them and what their personalities are like. For all we know, they could be horrible people with bad character and no depth, and thus we should even feel sorry for them, because we have much more to offer the world than just money. In the same vein, if we are exposed to images or people that romanticize drinking, smoking, and drug use, we may see these vices as normal or even fun activities, not considering the damage it does to our bodies and self-worth. In Proverbs 20, verse 1, the Bible says, "Wine produces mockers, alcohol leads to brawls. Those led astray by drink cannot be wise." We must try to stay strong against societal and peer pressures, because a lot of the things that are in style or that are considered normal activities do more harm than good to us as young, impressionable individuals. On the flip side, just as not all that glitters is gold, not all that is gold glitters so brightly. Take the birth of Jesus, for example. The circumstances surrounding the birth of Jesus were far from befitting by our worldly standards for the King of Kings. He was born in a manger, surrounded by farm animals. but is the man that we all aspire to be like today, the man that our whole religion is centered around. This should teach us that we should not write people off because we do not see the value in them. True value cannot be seen when we look at people, but when we observe the things that they do. It is important for us to remember that God, in his infinite wisdom, created us all the way that we are. The desire to fit in and be like other people should not be, as we are all made unique and in the image of God. We also need to remember to be courageous and to say no when we need to. Some habits, once learned, are hard to unlearn. So as much as we can, we need to stay away from bad company. The way we perceive others may not always be their true selves, but we should, as much as we can, try to portray ourselves as honestly and transparently as we can. We need to be true to our consciences and to ourselves. So instead of chasing fool's gold and illusions, we need to go after the real thing. And there's nothing more real than living a life that is fashioned after Jesus Christ, the author and finisher of our faith. Thank you.